Hello, here's Ascent, and hello, YouTube. It's Blue, and I'm here to talk about the new update. I've already been over most of the big stuff in the live stream that I did, so you can check that out. Throughout the whole thing, I go over things, just double up the information just for some people who join late, so even if you check the first couple minutes, it's all in there. So, this is one of my new villages now. Which, I don't know, I guess is going okay so far. Some of the things I really like about it are the graphics are amazing. A lot of the new animations and sprites for everything are looking really good. For some reason, I really like the square money. I don't know why. The gold, it just looks really cool to me. Something a little bit different. I love this statue. That's really cool. A bit of grass. And some of the old stuff and some new stuff like the Grove and things like that. You know, it's a very, very good looking update. If that's what you care about, you know. But I think this kind of shelf is sort of awkward. It doesn't look very natural. I like the light and how it goes out when you attack. So, you know, instead of just going over everything, we'll go into a bit of opinion section here. So, I talked a little bit about that stuff that I liked. I like the customization that you can bring the Archer Tower short range or long range. I'm going with long range in this situation, since because she's in the middle, and I tried to space everything out a good distance away, that once they get near, she'll be able to do some damage. I like putting the push trap next to a trap, like the mine or whatever, so I can throw attackers right onto it. So that's kind of neat. I'm working on throwing them within the base. Would be really cool to see. Other than that, I'm having a hard time. I like that you can collect all of your elixir and gold and dark elixir at once without having to tap every single one. I've always wanted them to do that. The gem mine is, I don't know, kind of useless in my opinion. I think someone on the forums worked it out to be like 700 some gems a year. So I don't know why you would bother building another base when you've already got that kind of functionality going on. When you get rid of obstacles and the gem box, like you've already got something that provides us gems. So, you know, maybe you could kick up the amount that those are worth. And they really should have thought, is it worth the time and all the coding and animation and making the new graphics and everything like that? The time and effort to introduce something like that, that we already have the same function for it. So I think whenever you're duplicating the functionality of something that already exists, it's kind of pointless. Some of it, like the mine, sort of, it's cool that you can put it to ground or air, I guess. But we already have things like it. You know, the fact that you can choose which one it's on is cool. At this point, I'm putting them all to ground. I did get attacked by all minions, though. And they did a number on me. I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else. I like the new freeze. Sort of, that's a good idea that it got another level. The time, it feels significant when you're using it, the time difference. I've used it on my main account. Healing, getting another level, that's a good idea, I guess. It might encourage people to play around with it. The clone getting another level, yeah, you need to make that thing actually useful so that people use it. So that's good, I guess. As far as I can tell, they didn't do any fix to engineering, which was the biggest problem this game has right now. You know, they really tried to get rid of modding, and for the most part, it's under control-ish, but there's still, people talking about it in the CWA, where those people are supposed to be really well organized and everything. So if it's even happening up there still, then I guess it's not under control enough. So those major problems, engineering and modding, you need to get working on that stuff instead of making a gem mine that we already basically have gem mines. It's obstacles and gem boxes. We already have that, so you don't need to put your time into doing that. I guess, yeah, the big problem is with the way they presented the attack. I was looking at the attack button. I was thinking of going to do some while I was talking, but it might not be the best for me to do. It's the way they presented the update. And I'll get back into that in a minute because I do have a bit of a positive spin on it. I feel I've talked about some things that I like. Having a loot cap for these attacks doesn't make any sense to me. They must have some reasoning for it, but all I can feel is that they didn't really think about how it's going to affect people long term as they play the game. They've probably been working on this for a long time, but maybe they didn't play it for a long time. Like maybe they just played it in short little bursts, and as soon as the loot cap comes up, well, they're the developers, so they can just skip that and keep play testing. So they don't know what it's like maybe to play a little bit, a few attacks, and then have to wait a day to progress again. So maybe if they played it like free-to-play players do, then they would understand better what it's like. So the way they presented the update, I suppose it's more like the way it was presented on the forums and by the YouTubers, but you don't know what information they get. They get the dev builds often, but you don't know what Supercell's telling them. Maybe they're telling them, all right, everyone, tell the fans that this update is unique. Tell the fans that this update is like nothing that's been done before. So that's what we got. They said that this is going to change the game and that it's a unique update, but it's not unique. It's just starting the game over. It's playing the game again. So if they had have said, okay, you're going to get a new village and you can do these couple things with it and the rest is a mystery, that would have been cool. People would have been pretty happy about it as soon as it dropped, because we were expecting that. But to drop this on us after saying it was going to be unique, it's really strange because it's not unique. It's the same game. So that's the major point for me. It would have been nice if they had have actually stuck to that, So I remember back in 2015 with the Town Hall 11 update where they removed sniping. That was a really poor way to implement it because they dropped all the stuff on us at once and just said, no more sniping, that's over, and didn't let people adjust to it or slowly take their time with it. However, back then, I think I was Town Hall 10 by then. And I was sniping all the time. I was sniping up to Champions League and thinking I was having a great time and all this stuff. And then they removed it, and I was upset that they removed it. But then, a couple weeks went by, and I started to actually have to attack bases and learn how to do it well. So it really helped my game, and it actually helped me enjoy the game a lot more. And then they introduced so many different ways, like the loot card and the treasury and all that, to store up more loot. So any loot that you lost from being able to snipe, well, yeah, you gained it back through those different ways. So I actually appreciated that they took away sniping. But it was the way that they did it, you know? They just said, okay, that's gone now, we don't care. So yeah, I really didn't like that, and this feels the same way. So yeah, I really wish they had have done some sneak peeks so that we hadn't have expected something that actually was unique, that they said it was, but it really wasn't. So I don't know, there's some stuff I like. I like getting the spell updates or upgrades and being able to gear up my base, I guess, after I get this stuff worked up a bit. You know, anything that makes my base stronger, I'm happy. But they didn't fix engineering, and that's been our biggest problem. We did just get another win against an engineering clan, but half of our losses, I think we've lost, how many times? 12 times? I could guarantee you at least 6 of them have been to engineering clans. And so we would have been doing a lot better if it weren't for them. And enjoying the game more. So if you could just fix that, then we'd be great. All you have to do is just make them ineligible for war unless they've got all the buildings. Now, I understand 0.5ing a base is a bit different, and I've done that myself. So it's smart, you know. All you should do, you don't even have to consider yourself 0.5ing really. Once you get to a new town hall level, just start building your camps and your barracks and upgrading any pumps and mines and all the soft stuff like that doesn't affect your war weight. While you're doing all those, and they take a good amount of time, get working on your troops that you might need for war. Once those are ready, and whatever heroes you have are feeling pretty capable in war, in your attacks, then start building all those new defenses. You know, there's a way to do it. But if you go 2 town halls above where you should be, and you haven't built all the defenses by that point, then you should just be automatically opted out for war. That's really easy. Or Jake from One Hive has always said, just consider 2 different weights, an offensive weight and a defensive weight, and go with the higher one. So, those are 2 super easy fixes, and that would change everything. Now, some people say the beauty of this game, and what makes it really fun, is that you get to choose the way you want to play. Alright, that's great. So you could still play. You know, if you take either of those fixes, you get to play the game however you want. And so everyone gets what they want, you know. People can enjoy their bases with no defenses and no walls, but they're not going to be in war. But they could still play that way if they want, and we'll see what happens. So those are some things I'd really like. You know, they should remove the loot cap. At first I understood it. I looked at it this way. By the time you got all the loot rewards, you had enough loot to develop your base for a day anyway. But as I got up, my builder hall to level 3 on my 2 other ones as well that I have right here, it's not true. You don't. So yeah, now I went from having 3 bases to having 6. It's not that fun. So all you'd have to do is just maybe lessen the amount of loot you get per win and spread it out longer. You could do more attacks, but you get less loot, so you'd have to do more and more and more and more and more attacks, but you could get a lot more loot overall. That might be a good way to do it. It's a good way to engage people with the game. I'm not a developer, but as I understand it, when you have a product, you don't want your users to sign into the product and then a couple minutes later shut down the app. You want to engage them for as long as possible, right? So, maybe if you extend the loot cap a bit, you don't have to give as much loot, lower the loot that you get per raid, but you can get more loot overall. I don't know if that makes any sense to you or not. That's just my suggestions. I don't want to come in here and, you know, complain about all these things and not suggest anything. But then again, what do I know? So yeah, redundant features that are beautiful. Really, we have a new base to work on. But yeah, no one really wanted this. No one has ever asked for it. So I kind of wonder why they have a troop and feature section on the, like a request ideas section on the forum, if they're not going to use them. They've used them in the past, but it never seems for like really critical things these days. They've used them in the past for heroes and Dark Elixir kind of stuff like that. But it seems like it's been a long time since they've actually dipped into there and taken anybody's ideas into consideration. So, I don't know, I guess that sums it up. It's kind of frustrating because I was actually expecting something different, but it's actually something that's the same. So, I don't know. But, yeah, if you have any ideas, put them in the comment section there. I'd like to hear what people think of the update. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. So sorry there were no attacks, but I lost all the war data in the update, which is also something Powerbang himself has specifically asked for that on a video. But I guess they failed to deliver that too. And we'll see how it goes. At least their home bases are intact. You know, I'm not gonna complain anymore. At least I still have this base, and my other base that I've worked on for almost 4 years is still there. So I've got that anyway. So thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, if you've got any suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments. And bye for now.